course, the zoomy, who's controlling that camera, is very enthusiastically zooming in on the lions. Now, that camera sits at about, I don't know, 150 meters from here, 400 times 3, 500 feet from here. My friend, I'm just going to go a little bit forward so that Tax can have a decent view. Rachel, you say these lions scare you this close, even though you're sitting in Maryland. You're right. Rachel, I don't think you should be afraid. You should definitely be wary. You always watch their behavior. And of course it is very easy to become massively complacent with lions because they tend to do so much of very little. And so it's easy to become complacent and think that they're not going to do anything, that they're just going to be sort of almost mindless and not pay any attention to you, but that isn't the case. And so it's a good idea to remain very vigilant of their behavior. But these chaps are not in the slightest bit affected by us. You can see they've hardly paid us attention. And now one of them's gone back to sleep. A really new sun is going to just pop up as they call again. To hear them calling from this distance, I tell you, will be something spectacular. Although sleep seems to be their main thought now. You can see the incredible scarring that male has on his face, and that's because a male lion must fight. He must fight to take a territory, he must fight to keep a territory, he must fight to get food when he's had a kill with his brothers, lionesses that he's stealing from. But it's a life of a physical nature, that of a male lion. He's got a luxuriant salon quality beard there, doesn't he, Brian? I wouldn't say it's quite as impressive as your locks, but I mean it is still not bad. They've heard something else you can see there. What he's heard, I'm not sure. Hello, James in Springs. Nice question from you. So what keeps these lions from being threatened? It's the same thing that keeps you being threatened when you are walking down a street that is full of traffic. Although potentially dangerous, those vehicles could try, they'd obviously run you over if you sort of walked into the street. But because you're familiar with them, because you're familiar with what they do, how they operate, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get run over. Now, it's exactly the same thing with these lions. They are used to us, they know us. Well, they don't know us personally, but they're used to vehicles in the slightest. And that's why they're not intimidated. But they're aware. I mean, you saw them watch us as they came up. They're also, the other thing with these guys, James, is that they habituate to vehicles so quickly because they are so confident. They're completely confident in their ability. These guys are the dominant male lions of this area. They've got absolutely nothing to be worried about. Oh, here we go. Joe, you want to know about the biggest prey that these two lions will be able to take out? Probably, you mean just on their own? Joey, these guys will take out a male buffalo on their own. They are big enough and strong enough to do that. So, if they really wanted to, they could take out a big buffalo. But I think more likely that they would snack on the smaller things, maybe a buffalo cow, or maybe an isolated sort of large nyala or large kudu, but they will eat impala. You know, I think a lot of the time we think of lions being sort of killers of very large prey like buffalo and giraffe and that sort of thing. But in actual fact, they kill quite a lot of smaller things, but we just don't see it. So, I mean, if these two were to kill an animal during the night, they would devour it before we got anywhere near them. And they certainly look pretty well fed. They don't look fat, but they look well fed. So, Joey, yeah, that's what I reckon as far as what they could kill, but whether or not, I don't know. Now, this chap, is this the chap with the mange? Yeah, I think it is. I think this is the fellow with his mange. Although he's got a very impressive dark beard, he's also got a case of acne. He's got a horrible skin condition behind his mane, which I don't think it will affect him too much. It'll just irritate him. You can see him. He doesn't look very regal like that, does he, Brian? He looks like a sort of sleepy Labrador. Oh, he doesn't like being called a sleepy Labrador there. There's some baboons calling. They've spotted these lions. I just really hope they call again, but I think they've probably called their last, I'm afraid. Let's see. Maybe they'll call again. What do you think, Brian?
Well, I hope they will.
Quite possibly not. Right, while we wait and see what these chaps do, let's go across to Steph and get an idea of what he's going to be up to on foot this morning.